Hello everybody, and welcome to Ancient Architects. Please subscribe now to get the latest ancient history news and independent research from around the world. Archaeologists have discovered the remains of an ancient Egyptian stonemason's workshop, which contains several unfinished sculptures, including a large Ram-Headed Sphinx statue, also known as a CrioSphinx. The workshop dates back to the reign of Amenhotep III, the father of the so-called heretic king Akhenaten and the grandfather of Tutankhamen, who reigned during the famous 18th dynasty of ancient Egyptian history. The unfinished Ram Sphinx was carved from sandstone, but the Swedish-Egyptian team of archaeologists who made the discovery also found hundreds of stone fragments covered in hieroglyphs, as well as a small piece of a sphinx which experts believe was carved by an apprentice. The researchers with the Gebel el-Silsila project released the news on Wednesday on their blog, which I have linked below in the description. Before the excavations began, only the head of the Ram Sphinx was visible before the team excavated the ancient quarry. On revealing the object in its entirety, they found it to be 5 meters or 16 feet long and 3.5 meters or 11 feet tall. The top part of its head had broken away and was not recovered, but that isn't too surprising as the rock is sandstone and it wasn't completely covered over. Also at the site was a rough cut sculpture of a coiled cobra, which the experts say was carved to crown the head of the main CrioSphinx. They also discovered a falcon sculpture and a quarry text written with red ochre at the time the site was first opened during the reign of Amenhotep III approximately 3,350 years ago. Archaeologists are now working to decipher the text. Both the cobra and the ram were in a rough cut state and being prepared for transportation, but the researchers believe it was abandoned as the sculpture became fractured and it therefore had no use. The same quarry was then used in Roman times, and it was the Roman activity which buried the Sphinx and the other artefacts in the spoil. This is a great example of yesterday's trash becoming today's treasure. As you can see from the pictures, there are many hieroglyphic stone fragments, and the experts say that these are from a now destroyed shrine dedicated to Amenhotep III. He was a pharaoh also known as Amenhotep the Magnificent. Son of Thutmose IV and husband to Queen T, his reign marked a period of prosperity for ancient Egypt. The country had arguably reached the peak of its artistic and international power before his famous son, Amenhotep IV, also known as Akhenaten, took over when he died in the 38th or 39th year of his reign. His first son was Thutmose. He was the crown prince, overseer of priests of Upper and Lower Egypt, and high priest of Ptah in Memphis. A man of wisdom, religion and power, but whose early death meant that his younger brother, Akhenaten, would eventually take the throne for himself. In February 2014, the Egyptian Ministry for Antiquities announced they found proof that Akhenaten shared power with his father for at least 8 years. This isn't actually a surprise, as there is evidence that the new Artanism religion brought in by Akhenaten was actually the brainchild of Amenhotep III. He was referred to as the Dazzling Sun Disk, called his palace at Malkata Radiance of the Arten or Splendour of the Arten, built a temple in Nubia called Gem Arten, and he named his youngest daughter with Queen T, Akhenaten. Interestingly, Amenhotep III became a god while still alive, unlike the pharaohs who came before him, who became deities after their passing. Some believe that the changes of religion in Egypt actually arise from Amenhotep III's father, the famous Thutmose IV, the man who spent much time in Giza, re-excavated the Sphinx, and most certainly recarved the Sphinx's head into his own likeness. Some think that Thutmose IV discovered something whilst at Giza, something that would change the course of history for those that came after him. This is something I am working on for a future video. It'll be fascinating to learn what the archaeologists learn from the new site at Gebel el-Silsila, what the writings actually say, and whether this gives us any more insight into one of the most interesting rulers in Egyptian history. I have just launched a second YouTube channel called Space and Planet, which focuses on Earth and space science news, as well as independent scientific research. Please subscribe now to give my new channel a head start. I have placed a link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching this news update from Ancient Architects. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please leave a comment below. Thank you very much.